Small country, huge empire. It is said that the sun never set on the British Empire. Britain had colonies all around the globe, so when the sun set on one colony, it rose on another. It was the biggest empire on earth ever. The history of the British Empire started at the end of the 1500s. The British had started exploring and colonizing the continents of the world basically in order to keep up with the other European countries, Spain, Germany, Portugal, France, Belgium, and the Netherlands, all explored and had colonies in different parts of the world, and Britain could do no less. It was a race for power and riches. The colonies were sources of wealth, diamonds, gold, and other natural resources. The colonies provided raw materials and goods were traded back to them. We often talk about the First and Second Empire. The First Empire is the colonies to the west, in North America, that is the US, Canada, and the islands of the Caribbean and West Indies. These colonies were the first successful ones. The Second Empire is the colonies to the south and east, in Africa, Asia, Australia, and the Pacific Ocean. It took the British much longer to establish these colonies. On these continents, as in the Americas, the British fought against indigenous people and other colonial power for control. South Africa is a good example of the wars the British had to fight, where the Dutch actually claimed the Cape Colony. But it was an attractive stop on the way from Europe to India, and India was important for spices and other goods. Therefore, the British fought the Dutch for control of that colony. Later, they would fight the Zulus and other Africans for control of all of South Africa. British explorers sailed the world to discover more efficient trading routes and to claim land. British companies set up trading posts and settlements. Later, these companies were taken over by the British Crown, and their land became a part of the British Empire. At its largest, the British Empire controlled 1/4 of the world's landmass and 1/5 of the world's population, a staggering 400 million people. After World War II, Britain realized that the empire was becoming difficult to govern and control. Many of the peoples did not want to be governed by the British any longer. Slowly, the empire fell apart and the colonies became independent nations. Hong Kong was the last major British colony, and in 1997 it was given back to China. The British Empire was enormous, powerful, and had a huge impact on the world. The best examples of this is the spread of the English language. Today, over 400 million people have English as their native language. On the other hand, the empire did not always treat the people it governed well. Millions of people on all continents were exploited and killed to make the colonies successful and Britain wealthy. The once so powerful nation has lost its possessions, but still has a large influence around the world, both politically and economically. This little blue square up here, no, not there, there. Australia started out as a penal colony, straffekoloni, for criminals. The first prisoner arrived in Botany Bay, Sydney, in 1788. Australians are still proud of their criminal ancestors.